Okay, you know what? Those of you that are on the call at 11 a.m. Eastern Time sharp, let's get to it. Today's buddy call. uh, I am Annette, Coach Annette. And for those of you who might not know me, I took Brittany's coaching program in 2020 and have been an avid follower of her work and her techniques for, well, 6 years, I guess. So I'm a very diehard Brittany. I'll say fan, but really I just appreciate all that she brings to the table and that she's able to help so many women at such a deep level. And my journey was not quick and easy. It wasn't like I, did the coaching program or started tapping and lost 50 pounds. I have lost 25 since then and kept it off. And I still have more to go, but I'm determined and I just keep going with the flow, keep understanding that the investment is me and that I am absolutely worth it. Didn't start out that way. Um, and I do know it's a road, but having a community such as this to bring your wins and struggles is a phenomenal way to know that one, you're not alone. There's people out there, and this is a phenomenal way to build community. Good morning, Rocky. I see your face on here. Thank you. Good morning. Um, so as you come on, just tell me your name, and then tell me a win, something that, and it could be like, hey, I got up this morning and brushed my teeth. That could be your win. It could also be that you've been using the techniques, or you did something in the study program, or you're showing up to the call, just whatever it is that is a win for you personally. And then we'll talk about what you're doing and we'll do some tapping on this call today as well. So, who would like to start? I already went, so I can't go again. This is also a free form. I don't have a script. I don't have an agenda. This is just something. Sometimes we come and we have like a theme, but today it's Friday the 13th. Oh my God, I love this day. I forgot I forgot it was the 13th. I've always loved Friday the 13th. Except the movies. I don't like the movies at all. Like scary movies. Can't do it. But happy Friday the 13th. I hope today is just a special, special day for you today. All right, come on. Come on, ladies. Bring it. What do we got?
I'll go ahead. Hey,
Do I
Annette.
mute everybody? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, can you hear me?
Are you able to unmute,
I did. I
Dawn?
thought I did. Yeah. You can't hear me? Weird.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
I hear you,
I had
Coach
my
Dawn.
earphones on the side over there. Oh, hi. I can hear you now. Oh my gosh. Hello.
that's funny. I was like, is there an equipment malfunction? I've been having issues lately a little bit.
I
And I was
think
like, no, is it
I'm the
malfunctioning?
technical malfunction right here.
I am too, so that's all right. No, I figured I would go ahead. It's funny because I was sitting there. I was like, do I have any wins? Wait a minute, what? Because sometimes, we just kind of go through and we keep going, and we don't even like recognize the wins. And honestly, right now, the only thing I can think of, and I guess it's not a little thing, is that through the chaos of the last month with the moving and everything, and, still trying to, work and just keep everything going, I have not, regressed to bad eating. I haven't gained any weight, and normally a time like this would absolutely be the time that I would start messing up. So as I'm struggling to find a win, I'm like, hey, that's a win.
That is a win. Yes.
So even just keeping my mental equilibrium through all of it, because it's very triggering for me to move as much as we do. I realized because we had a house that we had built, and then Ron decided we were going to be renters. It's a financial thing. I did not like the decision. So ever since then, when we have to move every 3 years, it's very triggering for me because I always wanted my kids to have a stable home. I always had a home I could go back to for years and years and years after I was grown. I really wanted to provide that for our kids. So it's a triggering thing for me to have to move all the time. I really, really hate it more than it's like one of the worst things you can do to me because it just in my nervous system, I translate that as dysregulation, instability, no permanent home. And I hate all of it. But I've been working through it. And so I guess that's all a win, that I haven't been chewing my husband's head off because I got to do this again. This was your choice. Like, because my impulse is to do that, is to just be like, you're the reason I have to do this. You're the reason I have no stability. But I have not gone there and I've maintained my sanity. So win. And now my
Thank
dog
you.
is barking and I don't want y'all to have to listen to that. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself again.
Okay. Thank you. And John, deep breath. The deep breath. Okay. Do you want to do any tapping on that?
You know, I appreciate the offer. Well, you know what? Why not? Why not?
Okay. I
Because
need to
just
take my
even
glasses off.
speaking about it, I got a little bit. Oh, so yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. Okay. And as you know, this is just kind of a free flow. If somebody asks me later, hey, what did you guys tap on? I'll be like, I have no idea what I said because it just, I don't have a script. I'm just working off on the fly. So on the karate chop point, and everybody tap together. There is a thing called borrowed benefits, if you haven't heard of it before. And what you're struggling with or going through might not be exactly the same, but at the same time, there are more often than not something within the situation that's going to resonate. And by tapping along, we often find that we can find our own calm in our own situation, even if it's not exactly the same. So even though moving around, and as I do it, just repeat after me. If your words want to be a little bit different, don't hesitate to make them your own. You're all on mute, so just say whatever you need to. So even though I'm doing all this moving around and it feels like instability and I feel dysregulated, I'm choosing to just appreciate that I'm right here, right now. And even though it seems like I'm moving every 3 years and I don't have a home, I understand that my home is within me. And for that, I'm very grateful. And even though it hasn't been my idea to move, I understand how flexible I've become. And I appreciate my willingness to explore new opportunities. On your eyebrow. Oh, I get so nutty when I have to pack up and move again. Side of the eye. It feels nerve-wracking and I feel a little bit crazy under the eye. I gotta pack everything up under the nose. I gotta put it in boxes. I gotta try to remember where everything is. Collarbone. It really makes me crazy. It's very dysregulating under the arms. It makes it hard to feel settled. Makes it difficult to feel in control. It all feels out of my control. packing up all these boxes, trying to figure where everything goes. And where was that thing? What did I do with it? And then unpacking the boxes, having to look at all my stuff again. And again, where does this stuff go? What am I doing with all this stuff? Does it represent who I am? Does it represent who I want to be? Does it represent who I was? The beautiful thing is, I do have control. Regardless of circumstance, I have my inner control. I get to choose how I respond. I can choose not to react, but to respond, to give myself some grace. Appreciate my flexibility. Understand that really everything's temporary. And I absolutely love my life. I love myself. I'm wickedly awesome. I'm actually really awesome. And I'm really vibrant. And I love just exploration of who I am. And this gives me every opportunity to do that. So thank you, self. Thank you, husband. And just thank you. And I love being me. With that, just take a minute. I always end with a big breath and rolling my shoulders back because all that energy, I just want to let it go, let it roll off my shoulders, give a little shake. All that energy that we're moving around, just kind of get it off me. Let it move through me.
Thank you, Annette. That was really good. And I just wanted to comment on how I love that, like you were saying at the beginning, you know, you're just like winging this, right? Like there's no prepared script. But sometimes when we do that, it's amazing to me how we can really hit things that resonate with the person that we're tapping with. And you definitely did that. I know that you probably don't even realize it, but you hit the nail on the head through so much of that because I am realizing that there is another version of me that is okay with this. And not only okay with this, but I am truly like learning more about who I am because in this smaller space, like so much smaller space, you know, 3 bedroom apartment instead of 6 bedroom house, I'm learning that I actually love it if I let myself relax. I have control over this space. There are not 4 grown adult children messing up my space. There's only one, and he doesn't mess it up. Like the chaos is gone. I have control over this smaller space. I don't feel overwhelmed by it. It's clean. Oh my God. I don't have to worry about my kitchen being a disaster. So all that you were saying about, you know, recognizing there is a version of I'm okay, I am okay with this. You know what I mean? Like I am changing, I'm evolving, and it's all very good. And you hit that and you didn't even know. You know what I mean? Like that's awesome. So thanks. It was very helpful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And that's the beauty of learning this method of tapping too and digging into it is because there is another version of us. There's always another version of us. And sometimes we're afraid to go there because we find that we're in our comfort zone or we like our stories. We're kind of just stuck in our stories. Um, but and I'm not saying, Dawn, that that's the case, but I know in general, um, we get comfortable sometimes with our pain and our suffering. And to be able to look at another version of ourselves who's been there, been through it, and now come out on the other side is a very empowering and strengthening exercise to do. So thank you for letting me tap with you. And I just applaud you for recognizing that there's that other part of you who actually, this is a good thing. So, anybody else? Hi. Anybody else? Rocky, bring it.
Well, I haven't got any wins to bring.
Okay,
I
hon.
just am not having a good week. I'm feeling sadness. I'm feeling clutter in my life, in my surroundings. It's clean underneath, but it's just, I feel like clutter is closing in on me right now. And I just don't like the feeling I have this week. I'm sad. I'm still in the month of grief. It's the month where I lost my husband. And I'm feeling that grief. I'm feeling that loss. And I'm just right now not knowing where to turn. I'm just feeling loss
Okay.
and fear.
First and foremost, thank you for speaking up. Thank you for not holding on to this by yourself. That is what I am here for. That's what this community is here for. And I mean that not just as a tagline, I mean that. You are such a strong, beautiful woman. And grief has no linear timeline, right? I know it's been 6 years and it's going to go up and down and good days and not so good days and heartache days. And of course, we're in this month of love.
Valentine's.
Yeah, yeah, which just puts a big old huge spotlight on it too. So it's just everybody, if you could just send first and foremost, send your love to Rocky. And Rocky on the side of the hand.
Thank you.
I am feeling all this sadness. I am feeling all this grief. I just feel like everything's closing in on me. And I'm so grateful that I have this community to share it with. And even though this is a tough month and it's been a hard week, I showed up today. I'm really proud of myself. And even though this sadness feels overwhelming, besides the clutter, the sadness, it's just closing in on me. I don't feel like I have any wins. But I showed up today. And for that, I honor myself. Your eyebrows, all this sadness. Just feel into it. Side of the eye, all this sadness. Under the eye, just overwhelming sadness. Under the nose, this sadness is just closing in on me. And your chin. This anniversary is difficult. fact, I hate it. It sucks. To the head, and I'm just completely engulfed in the sadness. Can't seem to get control over it. What if I don't need control? What if I can just feel into it? All this sadness. As it envelops me. It closes in. My heart hurts. My body hurts. The sadness is all I can feel. And it really feels like it's closing in on me. But there's something about this sadness. Maybe I can find beauty in it. That sounds ridiculous. But maybe in this sadness, I realize how deep is the love. I realize how deep is the loss. And it's Valentine's Day month. Stupid cards, stupid commercials, stupid people in love. You know what? I'm kind of mad. I might be kind of mad. In fact, I'm feeling it. I'm pissed. This anger mixed with sadness. Why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to feel all of this? Just tap under the nose, the sadness, this grief. My expectations not met. Didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to. And that's kind of confusing too. I'm so glad I have somebody to share this with. So I'm not alone. In fact, I'm never alone. Love is all around me. It might not look like I expected it to, but there is love all around me. and hurting so deeply, I realize I have all this love to give too. I have all this love to share. What a gift. What a gift to know that I have all this love within me. And I should not be holding it in. What if I loved myself first? First and foremost. All this love I have to share. Just do one round of tapping with no sound, no words. Just feel into it. Feel the opportunity. A deep breath as you keep tapping through the points. Knowing that this community loves you so deeply. Just put your hand on your heart space for a second. Take a deep breath and roll your shoulders back. And just hold space for yourself for a second. Just say, I love you. I love you. Thank you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Sometimes we can't think without our glasses on.
I
I feel more relaxed. I feel like I've been trying to hold an awful lot in. And the other night I thought, I just want to cry. And I think if I cry, I'll get a migraine. It triggers my migraines.
Mm, mm.
So I just try not to cry. But today I just needed it. I just needed it. And I thank you so much for helping me
Lucky,
to bring that.
have you done any anger work on this? Like really just yelling how mad you are that these unmet expectations, your husband getting sick, and
No, I haven't.
I just want to encourage you. Maybe take your migraine medication right before you do it. And just be mad. Be mad at your husband for getting sick, knowing that you love him deeply. Um, for anything that you're upset with, you know, whether it's God or the universe or your husband or the doctors, whatever it is. But then end, just sit with it at the end and just really feel the release, feel the love. But and if you don't want to scream it out, I think screaming it out's the better thing. I was going to say write a letter, but I think really releasing that and not holding it in. You should not hold that in. That is so detrimental to your health. So just take some time are you in a place where you have some space outside?
Yeah.
Just go out and yell at the grass and the sky and whomever you need to yell at, and just really end it with just how much, you're mad because you're hurt. You're mad because you're sad. Dang it. And drink some water. Drink some water. And you're all done with that. You're going to be doing a lot. Even all of this work that we do here, it works in our body, it works in our energy fields and our subconscious. And it's important for each and every one of you to stay hydrated. Lori, thank you, because I saw you drinking earlier. Whether that was vodka or water, I'm not going to judge. but Rocky, just know, show up to these calls. I know you do. You're fabulous about that. But even in the times where you may not feel like it, show up. Let us know what's going on so we can support you. We can love on you, and that goes for everyone here on this call. That you just know that this community is built for this reason. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate everyone on here. Definitely. Thank you.
Anybody else? It's a tough act to follow. Okay, we're gonna do something a little different. If anybody has something, bring it, but give me 1 second. I am a laughter yoga leader. And I don't know if you've ever heard of laughter yoga. It is the science of your breath and the art of just being ridiculous, which is one of my favorite things to do. Laughing, whether you're doing it forcefully or intentionally, and I'm actually going to do a specialty class on this. I'm going to teach this in a specialty class here. But just for today, to kind of release some of this stuff that we're feeling, I just want you to, I always say, first you're going to be uncomfortable, and then maybe you're going to laugh at me, and then you're going to laugh with me, and I'm okay with all of it. And you'll hear me say that at the start of every class that I do. So all it is just a light chuckle. You guys might think I'm totally insane, but this is a phenomenal way to kind of interrupt a pattern. I'm just going to give a quick little story. I had started doing laughter yoga, and I was doing it consistently, and I was training other people, and I was most of the time I do it for free for seniors, because they have such they don't have a really strong social group. They don't get that energy and that breath that is so vital for keeping your lungs strong. And I had been doing a lot. Well, my partner of 15 years, he dropped a jar on our brand new countertops and chipped it. I mean, we had had these countertops for maybe 2 weeks, and dropped the jar, chipped the corner of the cabinet. And if anybody knows me, my first reaction is not to laugh. So I knew, he was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you're going to kill me. Oh my God. And I thought, he's already beaten himself up enough. So I went over and I gave him a big hug and I just started laughing. And he looked at me like I had three heads. And it was enough, though, that I realized it was just a chip on the counter. He was okay. I was okay. It was just a chip on the counter. My point to that is that laughter, whether it's forced or real, and oftentimes forced laughter turns into real laughter. If you've ever done that in a group setting, and I mean, I've done it on trains, airplanes, where I just start laughing, and then people, they look at you like, "What is wrong with you? What are you laughing at?" And eventually, they can't help but laugh. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful way to interrupt your pattern. Or in this case, the reason I'm doing it is because that feeling was very somber. It was very heavy. And this is just a way to kind of get some breath, open your lungs, and lighten your load a little bit. So that's just my little pattern interrupt there. So anybody else have anything?
Thank you, Annette. That was kind of fun. I've done that before, and you're right. It can be a little awkward in the beginning, but it for me has always turned into like a real laughter, and it just feels good. So, gosh, I would say my big win is being here today. I so appreciate this group. I appreciate people's realness in their shares and just showing up. So I just really, really appreciate being here. I did have a question, if I may, or maybe something you could help me with.
Sure.
I find that in those moments where I might benefit from some tapping, like at a situation like a late night snacking, I have like two parts of me that shows up. The one that says, oh, I should probably think about doing some tapping right now. And then another part that kind of rebels or resists or seems to just be like, no, you can have that, or no, just something else that interrupts my tapping. So just wondering if you have any suggestions or thoughts around that.
I do. And thank you for bringing that up because it's such a common. And how many of us here, I mean, raise your hand or raise your virtual hand. How many of us here have two parts of us? One that wants to do the right thing and stay away from late night snacking. The other one who says, "Shut up. I'm going to eat this whole bag of chips or this, 16 cookies." So you are not alone. Thank you for bringing this up because it is a very common thing. Brittany says, if you can recognize that in the moment, and even, to start out, she says even 50% of the time, if you can not go the route of snacking, you will start seeing phenomenal results, and that those wins will build and build and build within your system. It's not easy, and the first thought that I had was, one, even if it's right now, 20% of the time, even if it's once a week that you're able to look away, but also tap and bitch or tap and rant, either, before, if you find yourself in the middle of it and you have that cognition or that recognition that there's a part of me that wants to do this and a part of me that wants to stop doing this, and just start again, even if you could do it one time to start with, and tap and just, what the hell is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this? I'm so frustrated with myself. I know I shouldn't be doing it, and just start tapping and spend, 3 to 5 to 7 minutes. This is one of my favorite techniques. And I've said that, I think, on every single call. Because there's so much we keep bottled inside. There's so much internal frustration. There's so much frustration about the world. And I'm talking very generally and globally right now, but this may or may not be your case. But just to when you recognize that, if you can say, okay, just for 1 minute, I'm going to tap, and then I'm going to eat the cookies, or I'm going to snack on whatever it is. But for 1 minute or for 2 minutes, literally set a timer if you need to, or that takes a lot of, that might take effort. But what I'm getting is to interrupt that pattern, to recognize and to say, this is what I want, and this is what I'm doing, and they don't align. And why don't they align? What is the conflict? And you may be surprised that you get an answer, or you may just, with that tapping, be able to take a breath, take a moment, and let that gap entertain a different outcome. I don't know where these words come from. Gap, entertain. I don't know where that comes from, but I'm trying to think, and this is from experience as well. I said I have a partner of 15 years. He loves to bake. He loves to cook. God love him. Because I'm the taste tester. But at night, he's a snacker, and I will find myself reaching over, sitting on the sofa and reaching over and be like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. That is not fit in my goal. That is not fit. And it's enough to say, okay, maybe I'll have one. Maybe I won't have any. Oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead. In fact, I need a glass of milk to go with it. So that would be my thoughts to you, is to, even if you can do it once or 10, 20% of the time, and then recognize yourself for it. Recognize that you are taking a moment to think differently. And that would be, is that helpful at all?
It is. Thanks, Annette. I think that's a good place to start.
Okay. Yeah, because you're not going to, very few are 100% cut and dry clean, going from old habits to very few.
Mm-hmm.
And even those that do often regress at some point. So to give yourself grace, to allow yourself a moment to think a little bit differently. And as you progress, honestly think, why am I worth it? What, I am worth it. Why am I worth it? And I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm beautiful, I have a good heart. So just find those reasons why you're so worth all this investment of time and money and energy.
Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate your question of, what is this conflict about, right? I'm wondering if there might be something there that comes up. But yeah, thank you.
Thanks for bringing it up. It's very common, and I appreciate your vulnerability.
Thanks. Yeah, and big hug, Rocky.
Wow.
Anybody else? I'm just going to hold space for a second. For my other coaches on here, if you have anything to add, please feel free to do so. We have an incredible selection of coaches here that are doing amazing work, bring in their own unique talents and skill sets. And so I just want to recognize them while they're here on the call. Just invite you, if you have anything to add, please do. But hi, Casey.
Hi there. I figured I'd pop on. I've just been listening to everybody today. Yeah, I just love what everybody shares and what everybody contributes on these calls, because we all get so much out of it. And sometimes, you come into these calls not even knowing what you need, and somehow that light gets flicked on for you. So again, I just want to thank everyone for sharing today. It's a really great call.
Thank you. Anybody else? We've got about 15 more minutes. Marlene, you're unmuted. Do you have anything? Oh, you just muted yourself. Dang it.
Right, okay. How about now? Am I
I
on?
can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, I'm laying in bed with a really raspy throat. Anyways, you so hit the nail on the head with that moving thing. I'm going through that again for, I don't know, about the 30th time in my life. Anyways, it just is a burden, you know? It's like all the stupid reason of having to move. The landlady died, and then the kids are taking over, and then the place is finally for sale, and now people coming through, and every time it seems like I gotta move to a smaller place, and I hate to lose my identity. It seems like it's my identity, all this stuff I pack with me. Anyway, and my daughter just wants me to get rid of all my stuff because she doesn't want to have to deal with it when I die. Well, I'm not on the deathbed. I presently just have a cold chest thing, but she's just I think she has a fear of me dying or something. Anyway, so I can understand the one that's I can't even think of your name right now, but you're also beautiful. I appreciate you being here. Just having to physically take the time out of my life all the time to reorganize. And sometimes I do just feel like calling the truck that takes it to the, you know, thrift store and just be done with it. I don't see value. I don't, I have a real problem with asking for money for something, right? And, and at the same time, I think, am I always supposed to give everything that I've worked hard for away? Anyway, it's uh, it's difficult, and like I put in the chat, you hear on the news all the time, oh, the prime minister's giving billions away, oh, billions, and here I am, 72 years old, worked my whole life, and rents are, you know, if you want a decent place to live, a couple thousand a month. And it's like back on all the years I was working, that that wasn't in my budget, right? And still isn't. So that means now I'm going to be living in a fifth wheel trailer and my stuff in storage in a container. And I got to look at the good parts of it is I'll be in the country, but yeah, all this goes through, and I don't really think of it as a eating disorder, but boy, is it ever, you know, just and then trying to eat the things out of the freezer so I don't have to move them, and I don't want to have to throw them out, or it's there's just so many decisions these days. Maybe we could tap on that
Mhm.
decisions, so many decisions. But I'm really grateful, even no matter how horrible I look right now, that you girls are here and tapping right where I need to be. Anyways, thanks so much.
Well, your camera's not on, so all we see is your beautiful face in your picture. But I'm glad you're here. And yeah, let's go ahead and tap on. You said some pretty moving thing, moving. Sorry about the pun. Some moving things. And let's go through this. And as I'm, again, as I'm tapping, um, use your own words if mine don't resonate with you. And if your issue isn't the same, but again, I'm going to just reiterate those borrowed benefits. And just being here and being in this energy is so powerful together. So I just took my glasses off to tap, but then I can't read my notes. So on the side of the hand, even though I have to move again for like the 30th time in my life, I love and appreciate myself. Even though I'm finding this to be a burden, all this moving, packing up. I really love and appreciate myself. I'm still on the side of the hand. This is not how I wanted to spend my time. It's my time. But I love and appreciate myself. The eyebrows. Having to move so often, it's a burden. I lose my identity in having to, get rid of all my stuff. It's frustrating. But it's more than just frustrating. I'm angry. And I know I want to get rid of some of my stuff, but I don't want to be forced to have to do it. In that, I'm losing my own control. Control of my own stuff. I've spent a lot of time and money in acquiring all this stuff, these things. These things that I hang on to and keep moving around with me. These things that tell me who I am. They remind me of who I want to be. They remind me of who I used to be and who I am. And my daughter just wants me to get rid of everything. Doesn't she understand that these things are important to me? I'm okay at getting rid of some things. I wonder if I could get any money for them. I hate asking for money for stuff. Normally, I just give it away. I'm not sure I want to pay for storage for all this stuff. Is this stuff important enough to pay for storage? That's a good question. And it's a big decision to make. Speaking of decisions, I've got to decide what to keep. I've got to decide what to let go of. If I let go of things, will I forget who I am? Will I forget who I want to be? Will I forget who I was? Decisions, decisions, decisions. What a great opportunity. What does it even mean? This is an opportunity to get to decide and make decisions within my control. I'm not saying it's easy. I may have to go deep. Ooh, and going deep isn't always easy. Sometimes I don't even know what's buried under there. I'm not always sure I want to know. But today, right now, I get to decide. One piece of something at a time. One item at a time. One thought at a time. One memory at a time. And one choice at a time. Oh my God, I have choices. I get to make choices. Some of them may be forced on me, but I get to make choices. I get to make decisions. Decisions that are best for me, with me in the forefront of it all. Because I'm that important. I am that deserving. I am that deserving. It feels good to say. I get to make choices for me. I get to make decisions for me. They're not always easy. But I get to make them. Nobody can tell me to just get rid of all my stuff. Nobody can decide for me what to keep and what goes. I know in my heart how to let things go. Even if it hurts. Even if it just scares me a little. I know what's best for me. And I'm choosing now to do what's best for me. I'm deciding now what's best for me. Because I want what's best for me. And I deserve what's best for me. Just take a deep breath, ladies. Shoulders back, or whatever feels good to you, to just let that energy move through you. And Marlene, how are you doing? What's coming up?
Oh, you gals just nailed it on the head for me today. I appreciate it. I feel like I really am me still. And uh, I know God takes care of me, and every place somehow is better than the last place. And I just needed to hear all of you tapping your scripts today. Your sharing was just incredible. I needed that so bad, and I I really hate asking for anything, and I guess a lot of it's a feeling of insignificance, even though I know I'm significant. And so I guess the moving thing really challenges that inner um, insignificance, um, scarcity, right? Which is weird because um, I'm a really confident person, and um, quite a go-getter and an accomplisher. So I don't like to see that insignificant side seen. That's probably what it is more than anything. Anyway, by going through this, it really um, it pinpointed that what I need to do and what I can do. And anyways, it was all great. It was all great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I needed this so bad. Thank you.
Well, thank you for showing up. We're at the top of the hour, and I want to be very respectful of everyone's time. I think doing a tapping on scarcity and feeling insignificant is definitely something we can explore in another session, whether it's with me or with the other coaches. I think that's a very common um, feeling that we all have from time to time, maybe not all the time, but from time to time. And I want to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. And from my heart to yours, with my love and appreciation for you being here, please know how very special you are. And thank you for showing up in this community. Thank you for showing up for yourself and for one another. I love you and thank you.
Thank you, Annette.
Okay.
Thank you, Annette.
Thank you, Annette.
Thank you. Okay. We have on Monday, we do have an orientation call. We have a buddy call. We have a ton of calls. We have, I think, tapping with Britt. I'm not sure if that's Monday. I don't have my calendar up in front of me, but just know that there's lots of opportunities for you to stay connected and stay involved and show up for yourself, show up for others, and thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everyone.
Take care.
Thanks.
Yeah.